at the HMP for the petition to be signed. Privileges and rights inmates have none. Here we go over here. I'm sorry about the girl with the sign. She don't want to be in video. Fire Dr. Gill. Okay, you guys. Everybody needs to get down here.
The more the better.
The more the better. Let's sign this petition. Mike, do you want to be on video?
Yes, sir.
Want to be on video?
Yep. Okay, take your recording. Want me on video?
Come on.
Okay, I'll put us on. You put out social media?
I'm doing it as soon as I get home.
Okay, my darling. Like I said, we're going to be here all day.
Okay, let's do it. You're good. No, come on. You got to do a speech. Come
What's
on,
that?
say something.
You see something?
Yes.
I'm here today to protest Dr. Craig. He's affecting all the youth in Newfoundland and Labrador. Most of these youth are growing up without parents or have no parents, and they're going to prison. And these kids are coming into prison, and the doctors are not reviewing their medical history, and basically they're taking them off all their medications. The medications they are taking are usually diazepines, such medications as Valium, Electropan, Clonazepam, Valium, drugs which help them cope every day in society. They're 18, 19 years old. These are young kids that have nobody to turn to. And when they come in, Dr. Craig and Dr. Gill take them straight off their medications, which ultimately leads to them going to a population where they feel threatened. That's what the medication does. They feel fear, they feel anxiety, they feel panic, and they have no way to respond, which ends up in violence within the institution, which is destroying our youth and destroying the population within the youth, because you have nobody there to delegate, because Dr. Craig strips everybody of every medication. You're lucky to get a Tylenol. These are not narcotics. This is strictly mental health, and somebody has to do something about the mental health in Newfoundland, not just in the prison, but outside the prison, because it's gone too far, and Dr. Craig has done this for too long, and he's gotten away with it. And we are going to continue to do this and stand up for the rights for everybody in Newfoundland that has a mental illness, whether they're in prison or whether they're outside of prison, that need help and need their medications. And be assured that if they do ever get in trouble with the law, that when they do come to prison, that their medications will be reviewed before they are taken away from them, and they end up in a violent situation in prison, which leads them back to no other choice but to turn to hardcore drugs or some other means to cope with their mental illness. This suffering and pain in the institution with all inmates that are not getting their medication is destroying our province, destroying our youth, and destroying the inmates, and destroying the prison. Somebody has to put a stop to Dr. Craig and Dr. Jess and Mayor Gill's practices, because they are unethical, they are cruel, and they are unusual, and they are unjustified. And until Dr. Craig or the government steps up to do something about Dr. Craig and how the inmates are being treated on the inside and on the outside, and we stop losing our youth to death and overdose because they can't cope with society after returning to society. They can't cope with any of the issues because their medications have been taken away. I will not stop. I will continue to protest monthly at the HMP and at the government until we get enough signatures to get this thing going. And I'll also start the civil suit. So anybody that wants to contact me or talk to me directly, you can look me up on Facebook at Mike Stacy and add me as a friend, as signed digitally. I will take your signature and I will add it to the list, and we will get this before the government, and we will make sure that Dr. Craig is put before an inquiry, and there's an inquiry done into the practices inside the institution and outside the institution on how people are being destroyed, and families are being destroyed, and children are being destroyed because these people need their medications and are not getting them. So as long as I'm around and as long as I'm breathing, I will not stop until there's an inquiry in Newfoundland and Labrador to help all the youth, the adults, the brothers, the sisters, the mothers, the people that have lost their daughters, their sons to overdose the drugs because they come off their medications and they don't know how to cope with society, so there's no other option but to turn to another addiction. And this has to stop, and it has to stop right now. And the government, somebody in the government, the health department, the government has to speak up and take action right away. And I will not stop, like I say. And hopefully this message gets out and people start to join and start to pick speed up on this until this message gets out and it starts to spread across Newfoundland, Labrador, and we start to get help for the people inside the institution that are suffering today, like I suffered the many times that I've been inside the institution. This madness has to stop. Thank you very kindly, and everybody who received this message, thank you for your support, and hopefully I'll get your support in the future, and I look forward to talking to people and hearing your stories, and I will do everything I can to help your family members while they're inside the prison, and help your family members be able to come back out in society and try to live a decent life. Thank you very kindly, and have a great day.
Thank you, Mike.